So I'm interested in creating a declarative Copilot agent. So I'm going to go to Copilot, open up my agents window, and choose Create an Agent. When I go to Configure, I have a lot of questions that I need to answer. I need to give it a name, a description, some instructions, and some knowledge sources, and then lastly, some starter prompts at the bottom. This is a lot of information to just come up with off the top of my head. So I've created a prompt that helps me to create my declarative Copilot agent using an interview session. Let me show you what I've done. Moving over to another tab where I have a Copilot window open, I'm going to enter a long prompt here by typing Control-V. So I've already written this prompt and it has several different areas. I have the desired role I want for the agent. I have how many questions and what to do with the answers. I have some information on what I want the output to look like, and all of that information is included in a single prompt. This is going to help me to create my declarative Copilot agent through an interview method that the prompt follows. When I execute this prompt in Copilot, it's going to go out and ask me the first question. What tone should the responses from your Copilot agent have? I'll answer this and some additional questions and then come back and show you what the output has been. Copilot is done with the interview session now, and I've answered 5 questions, and now I'm going to look at the responses. The last part of the prompt creates this output. So now that I've answered the questions, it gives me agent name suggestions with an appropriate emoji. It provides me an agent purpose summary statement. Next, it has the key instructions that I can use: tone and formality, consulting work supported, style of output, response structure, the interaction guidelines, etc. Lastly, the starter prompts that offer me a little bit of a starter to what can I create within my agent that allows people to get going quickly. I've asked for several different options. I can only really choose 6 because declarative agents in Copilot only allow 6 prompts currently. Now, I feel that the key instructions need a little bit more guidance and instruction, and I want Copilot to provide me some information that I can enhance. So let me request that. So I'm going to enhance the key information by telling Copilot, these are a little light. Please provide me with more detailed instructions with a little more narration. Let's see what it gives me. So Copilot goes out and recreates the responses and gives me more key information with a little more bullet points and some guidelines. That looks pretty good. Now let me use this information to go and create my agent. So first I'm going to scroll back up to the top, and I'm going to select an agent name suggestion that makes sense to me. Text strategist with the emoji of a brain looks pretty good, so I'm going to highlight that, do a Control-C, and I'm going to go back over to my agent creation and enter that with a Control-V. There. I'm going to go back to my responses and I'm going to highlight this purpose, Control-C that, go back over, copy and paste that directly into the description. So I'm going to expand that window a little bit. Now scrolling down in my declarative agent, let me go grab my key instructions from back on this screen. I'm going to grab underneath key instructions, I'm going to grab tone and formality all the way down to the bottom of the key instructions. Do another Control-C with a Control-V. There we go. All of my instructions are in. I could choose to paste this into a OneNote, for example, and modify them on the fly, but for right now I'm just going to include them here. Scrolling down a little bit more, here's my starter prompts. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to stick with 3. I'll go back over to the page. I'm going to look at technology selection. That looks pretty good, so I'm going to grab that. There we go. Now we can have up to 6 starter prompts, but I'm just going to go with 3. So we've got 3 there. Now the only thing I will need to do is go and tell the agent where the knowledge is that I want to use for this particular agent. So that's a really quick way of building a declarative Copilot agent using a single prompt that allows me to get 90% of my declarative Copilot agent created.